Then the organic will check on the second. Then we put it in the fire. Production for you don't know. I thought you were let's see, maybe they already had it. Okay. This is Madam, what is the wish after 1 to 3, we have their own class. Yes. Which one is it? Is it this one? Last time we used the room 6. Look, yeah, it was room 6. You sure? Yes. Go back and check. So this is a normal class. You're supposed to have a room here, right? Go and check for that so we can have our normal class. Alright, so let's continue with where we stopped. I think room 6 we did it for makeup. Yeah, it was makeup. So we were talking about an introvert, and then we said that he limits his acquaintances to a few people. We also said that this person is always suspicious of the motives of others. When people do good to them, they're like, why? They want to find out, why are they doing this to me? So these guys are always suspicious of the motives of others, but again, they also avoid embarrassment in public.
and they also avoid public speaking. So, think of a child who is an introvert. Very quiet. And you as a teacher, you have said something very upsetting. It's going to be too much on the child, right? Yeah. So as a teacher, if you know that this one is an introvert, you will try as much as possible to make sure that you are not going to embarrass them in public, but at the same time, you will hardly ask them to speak a lot where there are a lot of people, because you know that's not their personality. But at the same time, you have got a child who is an introvert, but you have asked them to present something during assembly, and that child is standing up and they are walking like that. You just have to be patient until they reach where they're supposed to, and they are taking time before they speak. Be patient, because this is not part of their life. So give them a chance. Be patient with them until they are able to express what they are supposed to do. Another characteristic of an introvert is that they are slow and hesitant. Slow and hesitant. So you have a child who's supposed to present something. They go in front. They look at people frozen. The next thing you see, tea is flowing. And people say, what is happening? They are so scared to stand in front of people. So if you think it's too much, don't force them to stand in front of people, because the next thing that you're going to do is embarrass them when something happens to them. If they feel on themselves, you can embarrass them. So that is going to upset that kind of a child. And people that are normally introverts, you will find poets, P-O-E-T-S, those that write poems, those that, the scientists, and philosophers. Do you agree with that? That most poets and scientists and philosophers are introverts. Scientists are people that are going to be happy in the lab, working with chemicals, apparatus, and all. So they've got specimens, whatever they're doing, no one is supposed to disturb. They are talking to themselves. They are talking to their machines and all. But when they go out, very quiet. Why are they quiet? Because they are always observing, trying to find out why are things happening the way they are happening. Why is she being nice to me? Why is that butterfly being attracted to that flower? That's the mind of the scientist. So instead of talking to other people, they are busy thinking of stuff in their mind. Philosophers as well. So by the end of the day, you get statements that have been written by philosophers. You get poems that people have written. Where do they get the poems? When they go out, instead of speaking and interacting with people, they are thinking. So they see a group of people walking down the street. In their mind, there is a poem that's coming up. Early in the morning, as the sun is rising, people hustling and bustling, going to work, ready and eager, this and that. What is happening? They are not interacting with anyone. They are interacting with their minds and looking at the things that they are looking at in the environment. This one is an introvert. So, if you are not a scientist, you are not in the lab. If you are not a philosopher, you are not reading your books. But if you are an introvert, that is just out there, you are going to be the kind of a suspicious person. Whoever is going to stand close to you, you go like, you move, you go to another one. Someone goes, hi, where is it? Oh, hello. The next thing, you shut your mouth and start thinking, why did she do that? Did she do anything? Is she covering up for something? No. This person has just said hi. But because you are closed up, your mind has got a lot of things. Then you are going to be suspicious. So you will discover that most of introverts, they are daydreamers. So the teacher is sitting in front, and then your introvert within your classroom is busy thinking, why is everyone doing that? Why is she speaking so loud? Why? So they are busy solving issues and daydreaming and all that kind of stuff when the teacher is teaching. So when the teacher knows that I have got an introvert in my class, constantly bring them back. Hey, where is it? Are we together? That is the move. You just know they were not here. You teach after some time. Where is it? What did I say? Sorry, sir, can you please repeat? So constantly, if you do that, you're going to bring them back to class and you are going to flow together. Alright? This is the reason why a teacher needs to know personalities of students or personalities that are out there in general. So the next one we talked about an ambivert. Ambivert, the other type of personality. Or maybe let me just cross out that. Let's talk about an extrovert. Extrovert. These ones, they are now the socially adapted and they are interested in people. So the kind that will like talking. You find yourself in a place where there are new faces. Hey, they will still talk. Hey, hi, how are you? Where are you coming from? What do you do? Oh, my name is, and this is what I do, and oh, you see today the weather is okay. They will talk about anything, everything, and nothing. Why? They are out there. So these guys, the extroverts, they are socially adaptable and interested in people. So they will strike a conversation. They will keep you talking. Oh, where did you get your dress? Oh, I like your nails, or I like your watch. Oh, where did you get it? Where do you come from, man? All sorts of stuff. They will make you talk even when you don't want to, because they are bringing in subjects which they think this is going to keep your mouth open. So these are extroverts. They like to make friends. Here is a school that is 1 to 5. A new student comes to school. During break time, you find that they have surrounded it. And you're like, I thought this is the first day for this one to come to school. Yes, it is the first day. But what is happening? What is happening is, this one is an extrovert. So she's busy telling stories and everybody is listening. She has already made friends. Second day at school, she has got 2, 3, 4 friends. But an introvert is going to take her time before she makes a friend. So she comes, never the whole month, and she's just during break time she's eating a lot. But this one, day 1, she has got a crowd around. Day 2, she has got friends. And they prefer working with company. They prefer working in company with people rather. They are talkative. They are talkative. They are talkative and they are fond of talking. They generally take things lightly. They take things lightly. You can make fun of them. You can crack a joke with them. They will take it lightly. It's okay. They will laugh at it and life goes on. You do the same to an introvert. Oh, God, I'm not. You play back and you're 2 months later. Yeah, I'm getting no good. And you're like, no? I thought we were joking. No, you don't joke with me. It's an issue. That's an introvert. But an extrovert, moving that is a fear. Wait. What's the teacher? I want. Yeah, you say that to an extrovert, oh my goodness, the whole night, they turn this way, Muranga is clear. The other way, Muranga is clear. And then they start imagining there's a clear on the head and so on and so forth. Because they're very different. Probably I'm not going to have a boyfriend because Muranga is clear. Mama won't start the clear. What do you do with the clear? Because they want to imagine themselves like clear. Ah, no, that's a characteristic. So you just need to know who you are dealing with and who can you talk to. In whatever manner, but you just need to know. And they don't feel embarrassed. They take things lightly, they don't feel embarrassed. They'll just laugh their way out. Hey, that's how big of it. That. Right, do you have any questions? These guys, the other thing about them is that they have a keen sense of observation.
Yeah.
A keen sense of observation. A keen sense of observation. They like to observe things. And they are very attentive. That's the beauty about these guys. They are very attentive. Okay, an example of people that are extroverts, social workers. They are loud. Social workers. Apart from social workers, you also have reformers. Those that are there to make sure that things change. Advocates of change. They are also extroverts. Do you know of a social worker in Malawi who is an extrovert? Do you know of any social worker in Malawi who is who is an extrovert?
Social workers.
Examples of social extroverts are social workers. That's a fact. I say the examples of the introverts are what?
Yes, you have said social workers. So you said, do you know some of the social workers?
Yes, that are extroverts. No? How about Patricia Bazaz? She's loud. She makes friends. She's embarrassed. Can you embarrass Patricia again?
No.
She's going to make fun of whatever situation, but she's going to get away with it with some other funny comment. Yes, for someone it would have been an embarrassment. So imagine she's on stage and she notices that her mind is she would come up with something to talk about. But she's not going to be embarrassed, but she's going to make fun out of it, out of the situation, and get out with it. I was telling the other class to say she was sitting in a meeting with somebody else, and then whoever was in front said a statement, and she turned to the next person that was sitting to her, a man. She starts saying words that you can't say to someone you don't know. And the guy goes like, because he was not expecting those words to come out of her to him. But she carefree. So very, I would call them private words, but she goes like, it is his own idea, and then she continues with the statement. And the guy, instead of answering, he just goes,
He was the one in the last.
he was the one settled the last. But then she continued to say, we'll talk about this during break time. So during break time, she comes over and she starts continuing. The guy goes like, he just flows with it. But that's her. They make friends. They are talkative. They are fond of talking. They are never embarrassed. These are extroverts. So, examples of extroverts are social workers. Apart from social workers, we also talk about reformers, those that advocate change. They are also talkative. There are other extroverts that are very annoying. They just talk when they are not supposed to talk. They speak when they are not expected to speak. So as a teacher, if you know that this one is an extrovert in your class, you need to control them. Otherwise, your class is going to be out of hand. They can start a debate in the classroom. And then if you are not so sure or if you are not good enough, you discover that you have diverted from your lesson and then you are starting to talk about something else different. So, as a teacher, know your lesson, know your students, and where need be, you need to control them. Okay. An ambivert. An ambivert. This is now a combination of, okay, between the two, the introvert and the extrovert, who are you?
I wanted to ask that we don't have people who they have both. Two of them.
In one?
Yes, between one.
These are the ambiverts now.
Yes.
The ambiverts are placed in between extroverts and introverts. So the ones that are in between, they are not extroverts, they are not ambiverts, they are not introverts. In between, that's where you're going to find ambivert. Their behavior is balanced. You think you are there in the ambivert? Your behavior is balanced? Okay. They are interested in their own thoughts. Interested in their own thoughts. When they say, I'm going to see another Kusaika, they mean that. They are interested in their own thoughts and emotions. And they are also interested in other people's thoughts and emotions. Because we are saying they have got a balanced behavior. So they are interested in themselves, but they are also interested in others. Interested in their own emotions and behavior. They are also interested in other people's behaviors and emotions. And I'm so tired. And most people belong to this type. Most of us belong to this type of personality. And factors that affect personality. Let us look at that. Factors that affect personality. It is generally said that personality is made up of two things. The environment, but also the hereditary. The environment, but also hereditary. However, it is moderated by situational conditions. So these two places where personality is affected. So personality is considered to be made up of the hereditary and the environmental factors, and it is moderated by situational conditions. Okay, so let us look at heredity. When we say personality is inherited, what do we mean? Or how can personality be inherited? Okay, so there are a group of scientists that say personality is determined at conception, just like the way we take our looks from parents, our physical stature, our facial attractiveness, our gender, temperament, muscle composition, energy level, and so on and so forth. These characteristics are generally to be influenced by our parents. But the way we look is because of where we are coming from. Sometimes we may look like our immediate parents. Sometimes we may look like our grandfathers or our great-grandfathers. But this is something that is passed on from parents to children. So they also argue to say, if you are able to pass your height, if you are able to pass on your physical stature, then you are also able to pass on your your personality. So, sometimes it is argued to say, have you ever seen a house of people, a family, but all of them they are very loud? When you get onto the toes of one person, everybody else is going to be on you. When you've got a case with one, you've got a case with everyone. Have you ever seen that kind of a house? So what is happening? Is it something that has been passed on to the students, and not students, to the children from the parents? Sometimes you may find in a family where there is a child. There are two here.
This one is
Oh, so you have described it. You know it, I know. Okay, so you go like, right? So it means father was passed on from one parent to another. Or this one behaves like the mother. Did the mother actually teach her how to do whatever they do? No. So they argue that sometimes you can find the personality in a parent, the same personality in a child, because it has been passed on. So that is why we are saying personality is passed on just like any other characteristics that are passed on from a parent to child. So evidence demonstrates that traits like shyness, fear, distress are more likely caused by inherited genetic characteristics. So in the cell of an animal, inside, in the middle of the cell, that's where you find the chromosomes. The chromosomes are the carriers of genes. So they are saying that part of their genes, or what is found in the genes of that cell, is personality. So when you give birth to a child, then you are also passing on the personality to one child. Thank you. So, personality is not for the characteristics of personality. They are not completely dictated by heredity. That we should agree.
Yes, there is a sense of heredity that is there, but it is not 100% dictated by heredity. If it was like that, they would have been fixed at birth, and no amount of experience could have changed them. But you can be born with specific characteristics of personality, but they can also be dictated by other circumstances. What are these circumstances? The environment. So we are saying there are two things that determine a person's personality. One, heredity. Two, the environment. So, the environment is another factor that determines a person's personality. You are a shy or an introvert, and then you're growing up in a place where people are loud, you are not given a chance to do your daydreaming as an introvert, you are not given a chance to even be suspicious, but everybody else around you is quiet, is loud. And by the end of 4, 6, 10 years, who are you going to be? Are you still going to be an introvert? There's going to be a change that will happen within you. But okay, let's remove the people around. You are born in a place where there isn't much for your survival. So you are supposed to start speaking for yourself. You're supposed to go out, look for food. You're supposed to speak to people for help. Eventually, this introvert part of you, where you are embarrassed, where you don't speak alone, where you don't make a lot of friends, you're going to eventually change because it is the survival of the fittest. If I don't do this, I die. If I don't do this, I'm going to walk around naked. This introvert part of yours is going to change. You may not become an extrovert, but maybe you are going to become an ambivert. Why? The situation around you, the environment around you has changed you to become something else different. You are loud, but then you come to a place where everybody is quiet. And then every time you want to make noise, they're just looking at you. By the end of the day, never so casual. Tomorrow, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you become that. You may not completely become an introvert, but there's going to be a modification or a shift that is going to take place. And therefore, you may become an ambivert. But if maybe the force is too much, you may become an introvert as well. So we are saying the heredity part plays a big role. But at the same time, the environment also comes in to make some changes. Okay, so the environment as well as the heredity part, these are all important in the determination of a human personality. So, what heredity does is that it sets the parameters or it sets the limits of an individual's potential. And the environment is going to, whatever the environment is going to do to this individual is going to modify or change within this parameter. So heredity is going to put in a checkbox. If at birth I was born an introvert, and then the environment is playing otherwise, I am going to change, but within the introvert second, right? Yeah. So, what heredity does is it simply sets the parameters of an individual's full potential, but the environment is now going to dictate how this person is going to adjust to the demand. let's look at theories of personality. Theories of personality. So, these theories of personality, they try to describe the basic structure and the underlying entities of the constructs involved in personality, along with processes by which these entities interact. So, we have talked about the theory to say it is a set of underlying principles that try to explain a specific phenomenon. So, when we are talking about personality theory, we are talking of a theory that is there to try to describe what personality is all about. So, we are going to look at such kind of theories to say, what are these theories saying? The first theory is the theories that adopt the type approach. I am saying a theory is a set of information based on evidence that tries to explain the occurrence of specific phenomena. So in this case, we are talking about personality theories. So what are these personality theories trying to do? They are trying to describe the basic structure and underlying entities of personality, along with the processes by which these interact. Now, there are other theories that describe personality by type. So we are saying theories adopting type approach, type of personality. What type of personality is this? And there are also other theories that adopt the trait approach. T-R-A-I-T.
Number 2.
Yes. Theories that adopt the type approach. 2. Theories that adopt the trait approach. The third one are theories adopting the type dash CUM. That's C-U-M. Type dash CUM dash trait approach. Alright, so there are also others that adopt the humanistic approach. You're going to understand it better when I explain. Another type of theories adopt the humanistic approach. Humanistic. Have you ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy theory? Maslow. There is also other theories adopting the learning approach. Okay, so we are talking about theories that describe personality. So, there are different types of theories out there that describe personality from different angles. One angle is the type approach. What type of personality is it? Humanistic approach. And then we've got the learning approach. And then we are also saying, apart from that, we are looking at the others that approach personality through the trait approach. So when we are saying type approach, what do we mean? We are taking into consideration the kind of theories that are going to What type? Angry. Quiet. What type of personality? Angry. So, their category, how they are categorizing the personality is through emotional and temperamental characteristics. And you can describe it with this type of approach. You can describe a person as shy, an angry person, or very conservative. So this is now you are trying to describe the temper of a person, or you are trying to describe the emotional part of a person. So here is a type approach. What type of personality is it? The other one we say is a trait. When we are talking about a trait, is a trait a behavior? No. When we say, where is the animal trait ugly? What do we mean? Okay. So here is a boy who is wearing rings. When they are speaking, they are using their hands all over like a girl. Even when they are walking in a very funny way. So we say, this one has got the trait of a gay. We are talking about the personality of a person. Why? How are we talking about the personality? By the use of the traits that they are shown. So, a trait is a property within an individual that accounts for his unique but relatively stable reactions to the environment. A property within an individual that accounts for his unique but relatively stable reactions to the environment. This is what we are calling trait. A trait can also be described as a mode of behavior which is manifested in a number of life situations consistently. A trait is also a mode of behavior which is manifested in a number of life situations consistently. Huyu ananyima traits alimuna. Does that mean the person is a man or is male? No. They are not male, they are not a man. But they have got traces of someone who's male. So you will find someone who likes putting on trousers. Okay? On the weekend you find them wearing jeans. During working hours or they are being called for interviews, they will still wear trousers, but what will simply change is the kind of trousers. They will put on a suit. You find them Mario. Inside their style there is a trouser inside. They are simply changing the situation. The thing is the same, but we are simply trying to adapt to the different situations in which these trousers is being worn. Interview is a different one. They are just out having fun, it's a different one. When there is some happening, sorrowful happening, it's the same thing, but they are simply, it is inside that there is a wrapper on top of them. And you go like, okay. Alright, that day they are not wearing a dress. They are not wearing a trousers, but they are wearing a dress. And yes, she's wearing a dress. Nobody ladies stand like this, but you find guys they will go like that. So they are standing. And here is someone who is usually wearing trousers. And when she's standing like that, it's okay. But this day she's wearing a dress that she has. What would you say? What would you say? She has got traits of what? So you get it. So it may change, but it's not changing. What it's simply doing is simply adapting to the situation. She's wearing a dress and then she is. And you go like, what's wrong with this one? Oh, that's not how ladies are supposed to So you find me wearing a dress, that's how you are going to find me stand. Because in my mind, I am used to wearing trousers. It's not that I can't wear a dress, I can, but hey, I feel comfortable when I'm putting on a trousers. So what I'm trying to say is, when we're talking about a trait, we are talking of those unique behaviors that are that a person is going to manifest consistently in different types of situations. So traits are not, you can only measure them through their manifestations. But if I am just here seated and very quiet, you can't say, "We actually my traits are done." Oh yeah. There are times I've been in a bath and people, not now, now I am big and people are able to say, this one is a lady and she's not a man. But no, she looks like a man. Fine. But when I was younger, in a minibus, people would actually start to say, the younger girl, I need to see that. So sometimes I would jump into their conversation and say, I need to see that. And then they go like, I need to see that. But what is it? She has got traits of a man. So property within an individual that accounts for his unique but relatively stable reactions to the environment. Does that make sense with the example I gave you? She is still wearing trousers, but what is changing is the material of the trousers, depending on the situation. Traits have got properties. So let us look at some properties of traits. Properties of traits. One, sociability. The way she socializes and blah blah blah. You start explaining the person. Flexibility. Sociability, flexibility. Traits can also be inferred from behavior. Inference from behavior. The last one, traits are learned. Traits are learned. So, when we talk about personality, do you have an idea what personality is?
Yes.
Alright. So, we have talked about personality.
Traits of personality.
We have talked about types of personality. Factors that affect personality. Theories of personality.
And
traits and properties of traits. Okay. So, having said that, next time we meet, we will talk about personality development. Personality development, and on this day, I would want you to have a very clear mind because we are going to talk about something a bit abstract. Something that is going to need you, yourself, and you to be present and attentive so that you should be able to understand. So next time we meet, it's going to be on a day like the same. I hope Bison is going to be there. But I am finishing very soon with yes. So if you are going to be free on Tuesdays from 10 to 12, then we can shift your class. Do you have a class? 10 to 12. So we can always shift it from 10 to 12 on Tuesdays when I'm done again, because I'm remaining with 2 sessions, which we are going to finish before mid-semester. After mid-semester, we're done. So when I compare you two, this is what I am talking about.
But maybe the airport is just too short. Yeah,
It could be that their course is short, but also you guys you took forever before you started. You started later than them. Because with you, we have only met four. Yeah, but with them, it's more than four. Because the other register was already submitted. The other register was already submitted. Okay, so on personality, do you have any questions so far? Okay.
We know inclusive. We know how to do it. Yeah. I think you are this one. Inclusive.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
Why? I'm quiet. An introvert is a quiet person. Am I quiet?
Hey, you are not quiet, but the quietness you have.
What have I done to you? What have I done to you? I have done nothing. My hands are clean. Make sure you submit your assignment.
Yes.
So you have 1 hour break?
No. Until 3.
You start at 3. Child development. Who is your lecturer?
Simba. I think I have them to finish your assignment.
Yeah, you make use of this time so you can do something productive. That's very important. So you still have even time for do this one.
What's up? Oh, no. No, tengo tan puño. Bye. Okay. Yummy. Kupita unyumba ukapate cheki bright atapita mponi wakatenga mwana ndiye ukapate cheki ngatasizo kuta on flash wauze anti kutaindile anti ne wauze anti wokuta